All right, family, we're back in this thing. Pray you guys are doing well. Yes, yes. Now we're back with Katt Williams. So he's dropping, he drop, he's dropping his that Diddy man had something to do with Wendy Williams. I think y'all giving Diddy too much power. I don't know, but let's see what's going on. I really do. Remember back in the day when they said El Nino did it? That was way back in the day. I'm sure my age, but everything that happened, El Nino did it. But yeah, everything happened, Diddy did it. But let's just see what's going on here.
The streets are saying that Katt Williams is on a mission to send Diddy straight to jail with his latest bombshells, and this time he's backing it up with some serious receipts. He's accusing Diddy of allegedly putting a hit on Wendy Williams when she tried to expose his secrets about being on the low. Just when we thought Katt was done spilling the tea on Diddy, he's back again with fresh allegations, claiming Diddy has been for Wendy since the 90s. All because she let his skeletons out of the closet. Wendy's known as a queen of gossip, and nobody does it like her. But apparently, Diddy thought she crossed a major line, and Katt says he allegedly tried to shut her down for it. This explains why Wendy and Diddy have been in a constant back and forth for years. But that's not even half of it. Katt also revealed that Diddy has reportedly been sending people after Wendy for years, even after she stopped discussing him. These new accusations are just the latest in a long string of shady claims about Diddy's behavior, and it looks like Katt isn't backing down anytime soon, especially after these jaw-dropping revelations. Has Wendy been faking her health issues to escape Diddy's reach? Let's unpack this wild tea. If you've been following Wendy before she dipped out of her talk show, you know she and Diddy have never exactly been on the best terms. They've had their fair share of drama. Sure, a few years ago, they tried to play nice, claiming they squashed their beef and moved on. But according to Katt Williams, that was just for the cameras. Wendy's been holding a massive grudge against Diddy for over 30 years, and there's no sign of her letting up anytime soon. Before diving into Katt's newest tea about Diddy, let's rewind a bit and look at how this whole feud started.
Before she gets into this, I'm gonna drop her link and of course the channel information here because I appreciate the and we're gonna just do a commentary on it, but I appreciate her putting it together. Um, is Wendy I don't know, is this stuff current? This says 15 hours ago, but is it really current? Because Wendy didn't seem like she was really in the mindset to do anything to anybody. Poor thing was trying to just get herself together. But let's just see what actually is going on here.
Wendy's been nursing this beef because, per Katt, Diddy didn't just get her kicked off her job and nearly tank her career, he allegedly put her safety at risk, with rumors of people coming after her at his behest. Back in the early 90s, right after Diddy launched Bad Boy Records with big Hollywood names like Clive Davis backing him, Wendy landed a gig at Hot 97 Radio. But it didn't take long for the tension between her and Diddy to heat up. At the time, Bad Boy Records had a roster that was straight fire, with artists like Lil' Kim, Biggie Smalls, Faith Evans, and the girl group Total, just to name a few. Diddy was using Hot 97 as a major platform to get his artists' tracks spinning on the airwaves. So when Diddy started throwing shade and sharing some not so glowing opinions about him, Diddy wasn't having it. Even though Bad Boy was still relatively new on the scene, it was already making major noise in the industry, and Diddy wasn't about to let Wendy's criticism slide. Now, the grown-up thing would have been to sit down with Wendy and work it out, right? But as we all know, diplomacy is not Diddy's strong suit, especially when it comes to handling people he sees as enemies. Instead of having a calm chat, Katt Williams claims Diddy allegedly sent his girl group, Total, after Wendy to rough her up.
I remember I got off the air one day and them Total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. Wow. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. Skell hiding like a girl. Thanks, Skell. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to how Diddy allegedly played his artists like pawns. The Total girlies weren't the only ones caught up in his mess. Shine ended up getting dragged into it too. Remember when Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were all over the headlines, living it up in the spotlight? Well, things took a wild turn during that infamous nightclub. Diddy was facing some serious charges that could have put him behind bars for a long time. But out of nowhere, those charges just disappeared, and Diddy walked away without a scratch. So what happened? Well, rumor has it Diddy allegedly threw Shine, one of his artists who was there that night, under the bus and let him take the fall. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, he allegedly bribed witnesses to testify against Shine during the trial.
Those people were testifying, they were brought to Puff first. saying that what they saw against Sean and what they saw Sean do. The DA didn't even know those people existed.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sean said it himself, y'all.
According to reports, Diddy had a habit of treating his artists like mere pawns in his game, using them to carry out his shady plans, even if it meant getting into conflicts with his enemies. Luckily for Wendy, her then boyfriend Kevin Hunter was by her side when Total came knocking, ready for a showdown. Let's be real, Wendy is known for her razor-sharp tongue, but when it comes to throwing her hands, she's not exactly built for that. Facing off with 3 members of Total, yeah, that would have been way too much for her. But don't think for a second that Wendy would let a little confrontation like that keep her quiet. Nope, not Wendy. If Diddy thought that close call with Total would shut her up, he was dead wrong. Wendy came back even harder, turning up the heat on her criticism of Diddy, spilling even more tea as payback. She's been throwing shade since day one, and Diddy found that out the hard way. But Diddy wasn't just going to take that sitting down, he hit back with everything he had. And I mean everything. Months after Wendy dodged that altercation, she hit him where it hurt by leaking a photo of his son, Justin Combs, with his #1 rival, Suge Knight. It was a massive blow to Diddy's image and had to have been humiliating for him. When Wendy leaked that photo of Diddy's son hanging out with his arch nemesis, Suge Knight, it definitely hit Diddy where it hurt. But things took a real nosedive when rumors started circulating that Wendy had an even more explosive photo that could completely ruin Diddy's reputation. Back then, even a whisper about a rapper's orientation could end a career, and Diddy was no exception. He couldn't afford to have that kind of scandal get out, and then came the tipping point. Wendy teased on her show that she had some seriously damning evidence against him. Word on the street is that an insider spilled the details about what that evidence was to Diddy. According to reports, Diddy and his crew jetted off to some tropical island for a wild getaway, surrounded by women and living it up. But there was a little problem. Rumor has it there was also a man involved in the mix, and not just any man. Let's just say Diddy wasn't exactly out there chasing women on this trip, if you catch my drift. Allegedly, someone took a compromising photo of him with another man, with his shorts allegedly being pulled down, and that image was like a ticking time bomb that could ruin his public image. Diddy wasn't playing around. He went into full damage control mode and moved fast to stop Wendy from dropping that photo and ruining his reputation for good. So how did he handle it? According to Gene Deal, Diddy flexed his power and used his influence to get Wendy kicked off her spot at Hot 97. Remember how I mentioned earlier that Diddy used the station to push his artists and their music? Gene spilled the tea that Diddy to pull all his artists' tracks from the station's rotation if they didn't show Wendy the door. But that wasn't all. Diddy also warned that none of his industry connections would ever work with Hot 97 to promote their artists again. Back then, Diddy had serious clout in those circles. So when he made those, you best believe he had the power to make them stick.
Puff got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down.
Oh, wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Puff had power. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams.
Oh, wow.
Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like he was gay or something like that. And she was going to put it out. So they stopped her from putting it out.
And they got her fired from High 97 because of that.
Wendy has also talked about this in the past, saying that Diddy tried to burn her at the stake for trying to expose him.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Wendy's now ex-husband Kevin Hunter also spoke about this in an interview, revealing just how close Diddy came to ruining Wendy's life and her career.
Is it true that Diddy got her fired from the radio station? Did he have anything to do with that?
I think that he had, yes, I think he had, well, let's be clear, nobody got fired.
Okay.
He got suspended.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he use his influence and power with Steve Smith and him at the time, and God knows whatever his relationship was with the overall station, because Bad Boy was a powerhouse. We all know how Bad Boy dominated a large part of the 90s. And as far as New York, you know, there was a powerhouse. So was he, you know, King Joffrey Joe? Yeah. Did he go in there and shake him up and say, yo, you know, I want this chick off. She's dissing my group and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Diddy was determined to silence Wendy, no doubt about it. What makes it even more messed up is that Wendy used to be one of his biggest supporters, even at the very station where he got her fired. She had his back hard. Now, let's rewind to December 1991, back before Diddy even had Bad Boy Records up and running. He and rapper Heavy D teamed up to organize a charity basketball game at the City College of New York. The event was meant to be a feel-good occasion, raising money for AIDS Foundation. But things took a tragic turn when the venue became overcrowded, leading to a stampede that resulted in 9 fatalities and 29 injuries. Diddy caught major heat over the event, especially when it came out that the funds raised for the charities never actually made it to them. Some of the charities claimed they had no idea Diddy was collecting donations in their name, which fueled the suspicions. During that stormy period, the media tore into Diddy, but Wendy was one of the few voices defending him. She took up his cause, brushing off the allegations as misunderstandings and urging people to give Diddy a chance to explain before jumping to conclusions. But as soon as Wendy started to expose some of Diddy's shady dealings, he wasted no time turning on her. He launched a full-scale effort to destroy her career, and for a while it looked like he had succeeded. But you already know Wendy, she made a serious comeback, and when she did, she came back swinging, especially when it came to Diddy. And we can't forget about Cassie and Diddy's breakup in 2018, or should we call it Cassie's Great Escape. Wendy has some juicy tidbits to share about the whole situation. She hinted that there was a whole lot more going on behind the scenes in that relationship than what was being told to the public. Wendy didn't mince words, suggesting that things weren't as rosy as they seemed between Diddy and Cassie, and that there was some serious issues beneath the surface. You know Wendy isn't one to hold back when it comes to spilling tea, and she made it clear that there was a lot more to the story than just a simple breakup.
And you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like, I'm already paranoid as a person. But to know that somebody could actually swoop down on me in the middle of nothing would scare the bejesus out of me.
One thing about Wendy is that she always had her ear to the ground, enabling her to see right through Diddy's facade. After Cassie distanced herself from him, Diddy attempted the whole romantic gesture, publicly pleading for her to return to him, proclaiming her as his one true love, and insisting he needed her, and so on. He posted a screenshot of Michael Jackson's song, The Lady in My Life, and he wrote, "If anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times." This post had us awing and eyeing because we thought that he was genuinely in love with her, and he was sad to see her go, and he wanted her back. But while everybody else thought this was romantic, Wendy could see right through the BS, and she called him out on it, hinting that he had been very controlling toward Cassie and things weren't what they seemed. Yeah, Wendy had her foot firmly on Diddy's neck, and it's not surprising that they were not on good terms. She spent a long time trying to expose Diddy, but for obvious reasons, she couldn't straight up expose him, because y'all know what Diddy has been reported to do to people who tried to expose him. Well, fans have all the smoke for Diddy after these revelations, and they left comments saying, "This don't surprise me one bit because I know Diddy did it. He had everything to do with Wendy Williams and her radio show and made Cassie shave both sides of her head bald, and she had depression afterward. Diddy man, under the gel ain't enough." I honestly believe they messed Wendy Williams all the way up mentally because she was the only media personality who was not afraid to expose Hollywood, especially all that's happening right now with Diddy. And I just imagine Wendy Williams smirking at home while all of this info about Diddy is coming out. She's hated him for decades and tried to tell the music community that the call was coming from inside the house. But drop your thoughts about this in the comments, then check out this next video.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's so funny that some of these videos that we clicked on because of Katt's yeah, I don't know. If you guys like videos like this, please let me know. It was interesting. I'm gonna drop this one anyway. I just want some commentary. You guys let me know if you like it or not. Please like, subscribe to the channel, join the family. We're still bringing them. We're still, again, trying to find our footing in this reaction world. If there's anything in particular you guys want to see or hear and hear me talk about, let me know. Let me know. Again, I pray you guys are doing well. And I'm going to see you beautiful people next video. Peace.